The shadows of death are creeping up on me. But what it really meant was ignorance. Ignorance of God, where God is not known. Galilee was the place where God was not known. When Jesus was saying in Matthew, I think 16, when he said that I will build my church in the gates of hell, right? I know we are very spiritual, and so we think about hell. But literally, where he was standing, where he was standing when he said that, there's a place there called gates of, like it's gates of hell. It was like see the way we have places in Ghana, you know that if they take your name to that altar, but Jesus more than anything stood there. That place where he says the gates of hell, he says, I will build my church. Build my church. That place. Imagine you. And you know that there are 5 buildings. 1, nightclub. 2, nightclub. 3, for rent. 5, nightclub. And say, I'll do church in the middle. That's where you say, this is the land. When you see them, you see potential members. I mean, it's beautiful to do lighting and expensive too. It's beautiful to have good sound, do video, everything. But it's spiritual. It is spiritual. And when we lose sight of that, we end up not doing ministry as Jesus would have it. One of my favorite texts to read in Scripture. Let me read it for you. John 6:16-21. Now, this was when Jesus walked on water. We all know that story, right? With everything you've heard today, I want you to see this story in this light. And when evening was now come, that evening is evening. What else here? So like, again, we're back to the night. And when evening was now come, his disciples went down onto the sea and entered into a ship and went over the sea toward Capernaum. And it was now darkness. And Jesus was not come to them. Now verse 18. And the sea arose by the reason of a great wind that blew. So when they had rowed about 25 or 30 furlongs, they see Jesus walking on this sea and drawing nigh unto the ship, and they were afraid. But he said unto them, It is I, be not afraid. They willingly received him into the ship, and immediately the ship was at the land whither they went. Let's read Matthew's account. Matthew 14, verse 20-32. Like I said, John sometimes is too straight to the point. Matthew gives us all the juice. So look at something. And when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up into a mountain apart to pray. And when Matthew, multitudes away, went up the mountain apart to pray. And when the evening was come, he was there alone. 24. But the ship was now in the midst of the sea, tossed with waves, for the winds was contrary. Verse 25. And in the 4th watch of the night, Jesus went unto them, walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, It is a spirit, it is a ghost. And they cried out for fear. Because, think about it. All your life, you know that this is where Mami Water is. Now the sea is doing. You see when you watch Aquaman, when they are doing things down there, you see the sea doing. That's what they were thinking, I promise. So now the thing, then you see somebody walking on it. But they didn't know Aquaman. Ghost. But Jesus said to them, Be of good cheer. It is I. be not afraid. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it is you, bid me come unto the water, unto thee on the water. And he said, come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Jesus. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid. And beginning to sink, he cried, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Jesus stretched forth his hand and caught him, and said unto him, O thou of little faith, wherefore did you doubt? Verse 32. And when they were come into the ship, the wind ceased. Like I said, it's a beautiful miracle to see, like Jesus, or to read about Jesus walking on water. But why did Jesus walk on water? The waters, the deep seas, are representing hell. They're representing the supernatural world. And here is the one who claims he is the Yahweh Sabaoth, the Lord of hosts. The one who claims he has power over hell. What must he do? He cannot always be in boats. He needs to walk on hell. He needs to walk over hell. Jesus walking on the sea was him telling us, I have dominion over hell. And I like Peter. Peter said, if it is you, call me. He didn't just say call me. He said, call me to come to you